What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires, and if you told me that Marvel Studios instructed an intern on the set of Avengers Doomsday to go ahead and leak a couple of photos on Instagram, well, because it happens to be the day that all the Superman reviews are going wild, I wouldn't believe you. Except for the fact that we actually got our first behind-the-scenes set photo leaked all over social media from someone on set who seems like they didn't know they weren't supposed to be taking pictures and posting them to their Instagram on the day that the Superman reviews are flying everywhere. Well, that being said, if you want to check out our video on the Superman reviews, we posted that late last night. Just check it at the channel. In the meantime, we have our first proper set photo from Avengers Doomsday showing 3 separate members from 3 different teams. We'll explain all in one area who have not yet met in the MCU. We're breaking it all down, the latest set reveal for Avengers Doomsday, and we will talk about some industry insider updates as well for different scenes that were revealed last night, which tie this movie into other multiverse universes we haven't heard about yet in any of the leaks or rumors. We're breaking it all down. The newest set leak photo for Avengers Doomsday, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Thanks to everyone who's been subbing recently and helping us grow again at a breakneck pace, and if you haven't already, I just kindly invite you to hit the sub button. It's the #1 thing you can do to support the channel, plus it'll enter you for our ongoing PS5 and ticket giveaways if you want. Stick around to the end of the video, we get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so first up, a couple of things. Obviously, spoiler warning, this is from the set of Avengers Doomsday. If you want to go into the unknown not knowing, good luck avoiding this photo on social media, because it's literally everywhere, but still, now would be the time to back out. Also, this was posted to an Instagram story of someone who was on set and behind the scenes. They posted this photo as well as a couple others of the blue screens and some of the monitors. They most definitely were not supposed to be posting this to Instagram, unless, like I said during the prologue, Marvel Studios wanted them to make a huge splash today, but that's really just a silly conspiracy theory. I do not believe, honestly, Marvel would do that or ever instruct anybody to leak any of these set photos. That being said, they're already out there, so let's dive in. Okay, if you want to see the photo itself, it's posted to my Instagram at @IamFires. I'm not going to put it in the video for obvious copyright reasons, although it's already everywhere, so it would kind of be silly if this was the place they decided to take it down. Still, I don't want to risk it. It's over on my Instagram at @IamFires. Now, what's portrayed in the photo is it looks like they are in some sort of base or lab that's white. There's a blue screen, which is essentially the green screen, all around the outside of this lab. Then you see Falcon from the back wearing his costume. John Walker, fully in costume. Wyatt Russell has on everything he did in the post-credit scene for the Thunderbolts, including the beret. He's looking over what looks like to be a multifaceted control panel in a circular shape that's on this whatever base that we're in, either underwater or up in space. And then in between them is Eben Moss-Baccarat, the guy who plays the Thing, in full mocap. Now, the funny thing about this is that these characters really haven't interacted, right? John Walker's on the new Avengers, while Danny Ramirez's Falcon, he's on Sam's Avengers, and then you have the Thing from the Fantastic Four. So really this is bringing together 3 superhero teams, the Avengers, the new Avengers, and the Fantastic Four, 1 hero from each, all interacting in this mystery location. Now, if you're wondering if this is a sword base, I think that that's my first guess, and I just want to specifically say about the photo, the way that the windows look, the way that the glass is portrayed, and because they have blue screen outside, makes me think it's not an actual practical location. It is underwater or up in space, but that window certainly looks like, for some reason, an underwater base, and I'm wondering if this isn't something built by Wakanda and on Earth, given the latest leaks and rumors we've heard. Also, remember, we know that Namor and Talokan are going to be some part of this. It could also be there, but the base and the interior doesn't look anything like their architecture that was revealed in Wakanda Forever, so I'm still going to hold with the sword base in the 616, where they're all finally meeting up. And obviously, there are some huge takeaways from this. Now, usually they shoot movies semi-chronically, so this is probably at the beginning of the film or towards it, but a lot has happened at this point. If we have all 3 of these characters interacting in a scene, presumably on a sword base, that means by now a ton of exposition dump has happened to both introduce all of those characters to each other, set up what's going on in the film, and inform the audience what's already been known. So at this point, that means the 616 Avengers know about the multiverse, know about the Fantastic Four, and if they're linked up with Sword, also know about Monica Rambeau in that X-Men timeline, and we can sort of start to see all of the pieces coming together and how these characters are going to coalesce. But that's where we pick up with our latest scene leaks, and no, not coming from James MacWL, the Twitter scoopster who's been extremely active as of late, or Unbox PhD, who's actually had the set photos. This is the latest update coming from trusted industry insider source Daniel RPK, that they're currently filming on 2 scenes for Avengers Doomsday that are not in the 616 at all. One of which they're saying they're filming in the Void, which makes a lot of sense because Daniel RPK seemed to imply that what we think about as Battleworld may have something to do with the Void from Deadpool and Wolverine, and the Void has been a location now that we've revisited more than once. They definitely are going to use that place, that garbage disposal at the end of time, whatever you want to call it, as I think the remnants of where he'll make Battleworld after the multiverse has been destroyed. It would make sense that everything would eventually end up there. They're also said to be filming scenes in the Fantastic Four timeline and on a baseball field. Now, he didn't offer any other details but that, but it is interesting to think that we may be revisiting the Fantastic Four timeline after we just see it in the Fantastic Four, because, slight spoiler warning, that means A, Galactus doesn't end up devouring the planet, but it means that the Fantastic Four coming to the 616 that we saw in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene might not be a one-way trip, and that this Avengers Doomsday film may truly be maybe the Multiverse of Madness film we were hoping that Multiverse of Madness was, spreading out amongst a ton of timelines. Also, none of the leaks, the rumors, the info we've heard so far about Avengers Doomsday have seemed to stress the Fantastic Four timeline or the Void at all. In fact, we haven't heard anything about those locations in any way. The scenes we have seen have included, though, the X-Men mansion, and then they were rebuilding the Deadpool and Wolverine set, specifically when they were encountering the Deadpool core. And since that movie was set somewhat in the Void, it's reasonable to assume that's where they may be visiting that. Still, everything at the end of the universe ending up in the Void for them to make Battleworld makes a lot of sense. Now, as far as these leaks go, and I've told you guys I will never put the actual leaks in the thumbnail because you guys have spoken out about that. You don't want to have the leak forced on you. If you click the video, that's up to you. I totally understand. But see, these are the kind of harmless set leaks I really like. There's not too much that's spoiled about the film from this. Yes, we're seeing the Thing and Falcon and US Agent all in the same room. Man, it really feels like an actual Marvel comic to be seeing these characters come together. And when you couple the hype for Avengers Doomsday, the Fantastic Four coming up, Galactus on the silver screen, along with everyone so excited for the new Superman film, man, you just can't say enough about the excitement right now for superhero cinema. And I laugh and chuckle to myself when I see people talk about superhero fatigue, and someone in the comments yesterday said it's not superhero fatigue, it's bad movie fatigue. Yeah, that's absolutely right. I don't like watching bad stuff or I think the writing's bad, regardless of the IP. You guys don't either, but it seems like James Gunn and Superman nailed it, and now the Russos, you gotta give them the benefit of the doubt because Infinity War and Avengers Endgame would have seemed impossible, and they nailed that. So how are we gonna turn around and say, well, there's no way they're gonna pull Doomsday and Avengers Endgame off? I have all the faith in the world, to be honest with you guys, and I am ultra excited. Again, if you want to see that set photo, it's over on my Instagram at IamFires. Also, for the giveaway stuff, just make sure you're a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. And because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. The best way to keep up the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. Find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on all platforms with original music under the name All Fires, including the song you're hearing in the background. And while I really appreciate you checking out my music and giving it some clicks to send it into the algorithm to people who like it, who knows, you may screw around and find out you'll like it yourself. In the meantime, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.